Hey, it's Alma, and I'm back again. It's been a while. Woohoo! It's been a while since I've been here. I had a little bit of a breakdown and needed to take some time away to get myself back together. And so here I am back together and hoping to get going and streaming again. So, it's been like 3 weeks to the day. I last streamed on March 1st, so it's the 22nd, which is the spring equinox. So, time of new beginnings, seasons changing. And in light of seasons changing, it's interesting because I entered a piece of art into a gallery to be considered, and I was chosen for the gallery. And the title of the piece that I was chosen for is called "When Seasons Change, Let Go." And so I love that it's appropriate. This gallery is on Tuesday. It's Sunday, so just a couple days away. I was excited to find out today that in the silent auction that started for the 58 pieces of work in this gallery, I was one of 3 people that have somebody already bid on their work. So I sold a piece of art. Yay!
Yeah.
Woo! So it's really cool. I was humbled to be selected and just blown away that somebody chose my art and they want to take it home. So I'm super excited. But yeah, so I'm back. I'm ready to stream again and bring the good vibes and positive energy. Um, I've already.
I'm right in the way of you, Caitlin.
Were you?
Yeah, I'm sure that I was. Oh, yeah, for sure. Sorry, I'll be out of the way in a minute, team.
Hubby's
That's
helping.
horrible.
Sorry about that.
No, this is bad form. This is bush league.
This is
I
Bush League.
I know better than that. I'm sorry. That's
I know better
wow.
than that.
I don't even know what I was thinking. I'm obsessed with the tape being there, and it bugs me.
Your perfectionist nature is being triggered.
But I've, you know, kind
And
of
opening the window.
straightened it out. This one is still like there. Now it brings that over.
Bullet one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much perfect. Yes, and I can open the window.
Thank you.
That good?
Yeah, it will be.
Do you want the blinds up too?
I just need it to cool. I'm very warm. You're feeling it too? Okay, so I'm glad it's not just me. I thought maybe it was the medication or something.
Okay. All right, I haven't done excessive tape.
Do you mind bringing back my cups?
No, not at all. I was gonna do that. How did it get pulled back? I don't understand. Are you sliding it over?
I don't think
At this
so.
point, I get
Here at this.
no. It feels like it's floating. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm losing it.
It's making you mad.
I just have to let it go.
Imagine a pen, not your favorite pen, one that you can easily let go of. Okay, so we're done playing with trying to get the table area right. My husband is very, he's good at perfecting things and doesn't like to let them go as anything less than perfect. So he's trying to fix, we have tape on our table to...
I think it's nice that you think perfect is like no tape in the shot. That's not perfect. Like, I could make this perfect. That's not perfect. That's just something that's bothering me.
So neurotic, not perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, this is far from perfect. We could make this way better.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Better camera, better lights, better surface. There are lots of things we could do to make this better.
Oh.
If you wanted to be a perfect. So I'm not being a perfectionist. That just...
You're being a neurotic.
If anything, that's the opposite of perfection. That's bush. Some tape in your shot. It's like production 101. Get the tape out of the shot, man.
Production 101. You were standing in front of the camera.
Yeah, that's bush league. Like I said, I know better. We're live. What am I doing?
What am I doing? You caught yourself.
I'm in front of you. With my armpit right in front of you. Sorry about that, team.
I like your smell. You just wanted the audience to smell it
It's
too.
not smell-o-vision, man.
Not smell-o-vision. Okay, so we have the focus is the rebel. I like this photo because it's breaking chains, and it's a very unique person. Uniquely colored. There's an eagle flying here, flames of light. And when I think of the rebel, we'll see what the book has to say. But when I think of the rebel, I think of stepping outside of the box and being the self, and, you know, trusting that who you are is who you're meant to be. And is like, if you look at the external motivation, that's actually trust. So, you know, the cards are aligning before I even get into reading them. He's coming. She is too. And the powerful and authoritative figure in this card is clearly the master of his own destiny. On his shoulder is an emblem of the sun, and the torch he holds in his right hand symbolizes the light of his own hard-won truth. Whether he is wealthy or poor, the rebel is really an emperor because he has broken the chains of society's repressive conditioning and opinions. He has formed himself by embracing all the colors of the rainbow, emerging from the dark and formless roots of his unconscious past and growing wings to fly into the sky. His very way of being is rebellious, not because he is fighting against anybody or anything, but because he has discovered his own true nature and is determined to live in accordance with it. The eagle is his spirit animal, a messenger between earth and sky. The rebel challenges us to be courageous enough to take responsibility for who we are and live our truth. So my truth is that I want to be a really nice person. And I realize living in a world, there's not always really nice people to cross paths with, and that's what brought my breakdown. I crossed paths with somebody that was traumatizing enough that just silently passing them literally broke me. So here I am closing that chapter, knowing that people I've closed the door to are closed for a reason, and I can trust that my nice way will lead me to people that will treat me nicely, and I can just rebirth myself in that awareness that your vibe attracts your tribe. And so the internal motivation is existence, and this is like the first card after the Fool. So it's like looking up and seeing everything that's possible, you know, all the beauty, all the wonder that's there, and the magic of the moment. And I think that's a lot of my internal inspiration right now, is just the wonder of life and how good it is. My husband is feeling creative. He's creating content. It's about ready to release. I have my art in the show. I'm doing the streaming. Our daughters one's graduating. She passed her driver's exam. The second is doing well at her new job, enough to possibly receive a promotion when she turns 18. Just our second youngest received earned her position as soloist in the chamber choir, and our son, he's being a little rebellious himself. So, you know, we're all doing our own thing. And so I like that with us all shining, existence is rewriting itself for me. Seasons are changing, and we're letting go of those old ways that just don't serve us anymore. And then in the external world or external influence, there's trust. And for me, this is real. Trust was a step I made back in 2014 to fall into the wings of the divine and let that guide me where I'm meant to go. And if the trust card is coming up in the external, I guess it's a calling to trust in what's going on around me and let me lead that to where I'm most meant to be. And so what's needed to overcome is friendliness, creating that friendly energy that invites others to share in the moment with me. And so I like the two trees in this friendliness card because it's yellow and red and they're blending together to be orange, and there's beauty in that merging and that togetherness. And so we don't have to bleed the same colors to merge together and just find a sense of wholeness and beauty and community. So, as friendliness is what's needed, the outcome is an adventure. It's the innocence of wandering into the light and seeing where it takes you, not knowing the magical mystery that's ahead, but being in for the ride because it's a ride of a lifetime, and I'm ready to take it. Huh? Something about crap?
Crap. Ride a lifetime.
He just tumbled down.
Buckle up, buckle in for the ride of a lifetime.
Buckle up. It's called Oh Crap. Uh-huh. Who wants to? You gonna help me? She did. She came running. She's just not coming up to draw them anymore. She's watching them all alert.
Get up.
No, she was gonna bite it.
Stop. Hey, no.
There she is. There it is. Get him. Get him. Which one? That one.
Light over.
She's going over and under. Okay, I'll pick that one. What's that one? Healing. What a wonderful card, Snickers. Healing is a wonderful card to choose because I like it's mind, body, heart, soul, spirit. It's all. Oh, you want another card? Which one? Which one? Oh, tell me. This one. Huh? Okay, that one. I got it. Transformation. Another good card. It's the lotus flower, a person with many arms. I like whenever I see multi-armed, it brings me back to the 11-face goddess of love that had 10 faces of light filled love and one face of wrath. And no, that's where this picture brings my mind. Because there's a sword, there's a lotus flower, there's a yin and a yang, there's a snake, there's chains. So, and then looks like a phoenix rising from the flames. So there's a lot going on, and in any given moment, I think that's true of all of us. There's a lot going on, and what are we in any given moment? What are we transforming from? What are we transforming into? What is the mechanism that's creating the transformation? So many questions to answer and things to consider. Yeah, she's there.
I think maybe the key was
That might have been it. Because once she moved them, she was all about it. You're back. Tarot Kitty's back.
Right, kitty cat.
Did you? I love it. Going with the flow. That's what we do, don't we? We just let the moments flow and see where they take us. Kitty Tarot. Yeah, her paws are getting bigger. You want that one? Well, understanding. That's a good one. I like this one because it's a bird in a cage. You can see the bars of the cage and the other birds are flying free. but this bird's sitting at the door, not yet taking flight. And understanding is that it's that one piece that's keeping you from flying free. And so once you gain insight and awareness into that missing piece, that's when you gain understanding and you let go of what no longer served you. My friend that recommended this Osho Zen Tarot deck to me. Whoa, are you okay?
Yeah, lucky.
Everything okay?
He just pulled out some cables.
Okay.
Okay.
See, go ahead and close the window. It's cooled down. That way he's not trying to get in the window. Because that's really what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll let him.
Yeah, that could have been bad. Pulled everything.
Oh my God, that would have been so... The camera, the laptop. That could have been so bad. Cat troubles, right? Hashtag cat troubles. So the dream jumped. I like this. I like the girl that's looking off into the dream. She's very humble and, you know, just not really brightly colored. And then the dream is this very rich, vibrant color of blue, which is very spiritual to me. And it's the lovers embracing. And I think part of the dream isn't just seeing off into the distance and finding something worth hoping for or dreaming of, but it's really bringing that dream into reality and living it. So it's not some far off fantasy, it's the reality of your life. And so there's, I guess, the witness aspect of living the dream where you connect to your dream, what you want in life, and you witness it and you enjoy it and you find meaning and pleasure in it. And like that kind of intensity in each present moment, it grows and it just builds and it just overwhelms and overflows in abundance and just wonderful energies. And it's really a different way to live in a world of a lot of people striving to get something more, to do something better. I don't think the dream looks like living a humble life, loving who you get to be. And to me, that's what the dream is. Living myself so wonderfully that it feels magical. And so as I get to witness magic in my own sense, then I fold that into the love that's drawn to me, my vibe that attracted my tribe, my family, my friends. It's all so full of positive energy and comfort and peace and just a lot of calmness that really, I don't know, it romanticizes a simple life. It doesn't take much to be happy when you're happy with what you have. And anybody can have any certain thing and want more, but that wanting for something different is feeling less than peaceful in this now moment. And I found the dream, if you live it right now, then you don't have to wait for anything to change. You just live it. You live life and it's perfect. And I don't know, that word perfect came up. I think a lot of people put perfection into the realm of impossibility or improbability, whatever it might be. And I don't know, perfection seems like it's tangible in every now moment, and it's just a self-limiting belief to not see it for what it is. And my perfection is living the dream. So just living in love and happiness, harmony, hope, help, gentleness, just all kinds of good words that come. And, you know, it's not a far off fantasy because I live it. I 25 years with my husband. We have 4 children. My mom is still active in my life, and we have friends that check on us, that want to participate and engage with us. And does it really get better than that? If at the end of my days, I'm happy being myself and being in love with the people who love me, I don't think there's much more to ask for. And so I guess I share all these words because I hope that just putting words to how easy it is to be happy with the life you lead, and the wealth and abundance that happiness creates without price tags, without earning potential, without titles and labels. It's just this core sense or state of calm acceptance that life is good. There's no conflict, no stress, no doubt or fear. It's just living in truth that life is good and you don't have to stress about it not being good, because things change and you'll meet them when the change comes. Worrying about the future is just worrying about a future self you aren't yet. And so rather than fall into a future moment where you aren't, pull into the now moment where you are and find peace there. And if there's not peace, that's where your work should begin. Let's see. Do a different spread. We'll do the key spread. What is repressed? The yin card, the passive aspect, the yang card, the active aspect, the meditation, insight into the body, heart, and being. And then the 8th card is consciousness or understanding. So let's see. First card is what's being suppressed or repressed. That's totality. Second card is yin, which is passive. The outsider. And then the active, the yang. Intensity. The meditation. Isolation. Insight into the body. Heart, and then being. Flowering. Insight into the being, beyond illusion, and then the final card is the higher understanding. Wonderful. Okay, so we have some new cards that I don't often see, like totality and intensity. Isolation often finds me when life gets hard. I tend to isolate myself and shut down anything that I can't positively connect to. So this is a frequent card that shows up. Politics is another one that I see frequently in this deck, and in the modern era of false faces and pretending to be someone we're not. This card makes a lot of sense, and as it's my body, I'm in a place where I'm trying to reassess where I'm at. I just had a breakdown and I haven't had one of those since 2019. So 7 years strong, but alas, one happened. And so it takes looking at where I'm at, not just in my head, but physically, because I lost it. And so I like that the insight into the heart is flowering, which is abundance and prosperity, beauty and peace, and just a lot of positive energy that comes from the heart. And I feel that my heart is open and flowing freely, and I don't feel a lot of resistance to that flowing. And then insight into the being is beyond illusion. Like this card is just very esoteric. It's a butterfly. It's the third eye. It's openness, and it's seeing something more than what's there. And I think that's my whole personhood. I see something beyond what most see at surface level. It's like a rippling mirror. Some see a mirror, but I see an illusion behind the mirror. And so I like seeing the world from that perspective. This outsider card is my yin card, the passive, as I tend to be more passive in my participation with others. I think this leaves me as an outsider to the life I lead because I wait for others. Well, I did for a long time. I would say now I've embraced my outsider nature where I felt odd and the odd one in the crowd, locked out of normalcy. But now I've kind of embraced that lack of normalcy because it's weird. It's me. It's just, I don't have to conform or fit. And so I'm okay being the outsider. And that's passively who I am. And it just lets me adapt and be myself no matter what moment I come to. And I think my active energy intensity is a good word for it. I'm super serious and struggle to take things lightly, and that brings an intense energy that can be kind of off-putting if I'm not in the right state of mind. So learning to focus that energy in a positive way is really helpful when I'm going through it. And focus came to mind because this card has like a person flowing in the left direction, and it's almost like an arrow pointing into the light. And I like to think of that as what I do with my intensity. I take all that focus of self, who I am, who I know myself to be, who I want to be, and I try to charge it forward into a bit of light I can share with others. And so what's being repressed is this totality of self. You know, I'm in the in-between. You can see the person being held on from one, but not quite making the connection to the other. So it's kind of in a middle state of being. Well, I'm in that middle ground where I'm not my old self, but I'm not quite fully my new self. And so there's a trust to be found that in this moment, I'm not quite there yet, but there is peace to be found in getting there where I'm meant to be. And so that brings the Thunderbolt, which I think is akin to the Tower card, because there's a lot of fire and lightning and falling, but there's the outer sense of body that's there in the shaking and in the overwhelming state that this card kind of represents. And for me, the Thunderbolt is the shock that I received at the beginning of the month, and ultimately the transformation that comes in having everything shaken to your core. So again, the cards are in alignment with where I'm at, where I'm going, where I've been. So it's nice to see. When I had my breakdown, I went into a really dark place and I didn't want to talk to the divine. I didn't want to connect. I put my tarot cards away. I had no plan to, branch into the divine again anytime soon, just with how awful I felt. But times change, things change, everything does, and my mood did too, thankfully. So I'm not where I was, and in light of not being where I am or was, I'm glad to be where I am now. No matter if that's transition or not, better is better, and I'm glad to be better. So yeah. Nothingness. A blank slate from which everything began. No thingness. I like that. I like no thingness because it's the darkness. There's nothing in the darkness but what you put there yourself. The fear of the unknown. Prince of Darkness, it's nice when cards so deeply align. Welcome. I'm so glad you're there. I thank you for talking and letting me know you showed up. And yeah, I agree. I love when the cards align and it just resonates with what you need to hear or where you're at. I don't often read for myself. I entered a new tarot server on Discord, and I was typing out my intro or my just yeah, introduction, and I put that doing readings for self almost feels indulgent. I don't know why I feel that way, like treating myself to a reading is too much to ask. I don't know. Thank you. I just arrived and caught the last of your reading just now. Oh, thank you. Well, that's cool. Yeah, that was the key spread. And it talks about like a repression point and then the yin and yang meditation, insight into body, heart, and being, and then the higher understanding. So it all kind of funnels into each other to be a really deep and reflective kind of reading. If you're interested in something like that, I would love to do a reading for you since you're here. I know you're still in your transition state, going through the ebbs and flows. So cards could always help the moment with that. Commercial. Okay. Well, I can wait for you to get back. No worries about that. And yes, I would like that if you would like to. Yes, absolutely. Let's do a key spread for you. We'll shuffle these cards. It's an 8-card spread. My husband's dancing. He's quite a character, and I love him. He's dancing to key spread, getting his groove on. Commercial over. Nice. Welcome back.
Right when you said dancing to key spread.
My husband hopes that you came back from commercial just as I was doing dancing to key spread. Because hubby was off in the background doing that. He keeps things entertaining. Don't blame me. I am. It's your fault. Okay, so the first card we're looking for is what's being repressed in the dream. I love this. I love that your card of what's being repressed is the dream. In my opinion, you're living the dream based on what I know about what you're going through. You've exited from a traumatic past. You're living blissfully in this now moment. But what's escaping you is feeling the wonder of the dream you're living. There's fear, there's doubt, there's probably lingering trauma from what you've been through. And so the dream is there, for you to witness and live. But ultimately, if you don't believe you're living it, you're repressing it. So cards are calling you out on that. Your dream is there, just, let yourself believe you're living it. So the second card is the yin card, which is your passive aspect of self. This is the Fool. So you're at the beginning. Your passive side is starting over, starting fresh, and your active side is, oh, that was in my reading. Haha. Twinsies. So Beyond Illusion as an active side, I like this because I think it's calling you to listen to yourself. So if you're repressing your dream, that part of you that connects to the existential self, the spirit, the heart, the mind, all of that comes together to make you who you are, that active energy, it's beyond the illusion of life. So whatever you're going through in day to day, those details, they matter. But what matters more is your connection to those details. That's where the dream manifests, how you connect to the life you're living. If you're living the dream, then these cards are positive in nature. But if you're repressing that dream, the Fool is at the beginning of a journey. So you're starting fresh, learning to live in the passive, gentle way of life. I think you're coming out of survival mode and needing to find, that new sense of adventure and excitement and, just not beaten down by what's come before. And so lean into that spiritual side of yourself, that connection to something more, to feel more about the dream you live. So the next card, the fourth card, is the meditation. Healing. That's a good card. That's come up tonight. For me, when the kitty was drawing cards. So healing is a good meditation for you, because when we're in a good place, but we can't receive it fully as a good thing, that's where healing's needed, because the past is still triggering you, traumatizing you, causing you to worry about things that are no longer present. And as long as you're letting the past leak into your present, the future is going to be tainted by that same kind of negative energy. Healing, this card itself asks you to look at your mind, heart, body, soul, spirit, all of that. Look within and find where you can heal, let go, grow, learn, and accept. Acceptance is a big thing. You can't erase the past. It shaped you into who you are. But who you are is in a better place. And letting yourself feel better from that better place is what that healing will look like. So the next card is Insight into the Body. Past lives. Okay? So I'm going to read this past lives card because I don't want to interpret what this means to you. It came in your body, and I don't know what your body is going through. So let's read this. The hands of existence form the shape of the female genitals, the opening of the cosmic mother. Revealed within are many images, faces from other times. While it might be entertaining to fantasize about famous past lives, it is just a distraction. The real point is to see and understand the karmic pattern of our lives and their roots in an endless repetitive cycle that traps us in unconscious behavior. Nice insight into what patterns your body is repeating. What choices are you repeating right now in your now moment that is plaguing your present moment with past ick? What thoughts are you perpetuating? What fears are you dwelling on? Doubts, insecurities, all those things that lessen this connection to the dream. What's going on in your mind that's repeating that? Your past life is playing out in your now moment. It's time to close the door to the past. Let that door close firmly and see where you are after that chapter is closing. Because ultimately, my body has been feeling the negative effects of stress, some pain, fatigue out of depression and worry last 2 months. It's a long time to be in a negative state, right? And so I wonder if you can start to mentally sow in some positive energy about the good that you are living, the friends that you have, the people that are still in your life, appreciating you as you are. If you can sow positive energy into this stressful, painful, negative state, because ultimately your repetitive pattern might be just the inward connection to self or inward connection to life. Your connection may be negative so that you're repeating these patterns of trauma and overwhelming states of discomfort. And ultimately, the healing is found in how you can challenge yourself to think differently, to receive reality differently, to feel differently than what the circumstances might paint themselves to be. Such as if you're full of stress, what can you do in your mind to lessen that stress? Witness yourself, meditate upon your thoughts themselves and how they are influencing you to feel. And once you gain an understanding of how your thoughts are influencing you to feel, challenge yourself not to think that way anymore. Catch yourself and don't let the negative overwhelm you while there's so much positive to appreciate. So the next card is insight into the heart. The source. This is a good card too, and I'll read this one to you because I think we parallel a lot in that our hearts are soft and we lead life with soft hearts. Okay, it's the Ace of Fire, and the fire suit is the mastery of action. So let's see, let's go to that for you. When we speak of being grounded or centered, it is this source we are talking about. When we begin a creative project, it is this source that we tune into. This card reminds us that there is a vast reservoir of energy available to us, and that we tap into it not by thinking and planning, but by getting grounded, centered, and silent enough to be in contact with the source. So I like these words, getting grounded, centered, and silent enough, listening to yourself for where you're at as you are right now, hearing the truth, not running from it, not trying to distract yourself from it, but just bearing witness to what you are in this moment and connecting to that positively. Your heart is open. Let that be the source of all the good in your life. If your heart's open, why hurt? Why grieve the past that's no more? Why dwell in states of stress and anxiety when life can be good if you just tap into that source energy that is alive and well inside of you, but for your negative states of mind that make you think otherwise? So, next card is insight into the being. Ripeness. 9 of Rainbows. I like ripeness. I think this will be good words for you. When the fruit is ripe, it drops from the tree by itself. One moment it hangs by a thread from the branches of the tree, bursting with juice. The next moment it falls, not because it has been forced to fall or has made the effort to jump, but because the tree has recognized its ripeness and simply let it go. When this card appears in a reading, it indicates that you are ready to share your inner riches, your juice. All you need to do is relax right now where you are and be willing for it to happen. This sharing of yourself, this expression of your creativity can come in many ways. In your work, your relationships, your everyday life experiences. No special preparation or effort on your part is required. It is simply the right time. So yeah, these cards are all kind of in alignment. Right now is the moment to be in. Who you are with your heart open is the place to vibrate from, and letting go of the past that hurt you, that physically takes its toll on you, is paramount to finding this healing these cards are speaking of. And so when you find this healing in these 3 aspects of self, let's see what the higher understanding is. We are the world. Interesting. I like that. Your cards are so cool. I love how these have played out. It's so neat. Another rainbow. So you had the 9 of rainbows in ripeness, and then you have the 10 of rainbow in we are the world. Humanity is depicted here as a rainbow's, thank you, and we often have a card or two the same. We do. It's that bipolar twins. We're doing the same thing, vibing on the same energy. We are the same tribe. Humanity is depicted here as a rainbow of beings dancing around the mandala of the earth and their hands joined together in joy and gratitude for the gift of life. This card represents a time of communication, of sharing the riches that each of us brings to the whole. There is no clinging here, no grasping. I like that. No clinging and no grasping. When we've gone through something, oftentimes the reactionary impulse is to grab onto what we have and hold it close so it never goes away. But in trying to hold tightly, often that breaks the fragility of what we're holding on to. So no grasping, no clinging. It is a circle without fear of feelings or inferiority and superiority. When we recognize the common source of our humanity, the common origins of our dreams and longings, our hopes and fears, we are able to see that we are all joined together in the great miracle of existence. When we combine our tremendous inner wealth to create a treasure of love and wisdom that is available to all, we are linked together in the exquisite pattern of eternal creation. Yes, twin energy. I agree. So I like this card being the higher understanding. You're repressing the dream, but by going through this reading and tapping into these parts of self that need healing, you're going to find your connection to the inner humanity that unites us all, right? We are the world. When you can find you're living the dream and you see the wonder that you are, then it's easy to see the wonder in the world around you. And so it all kind of funnels in together, taking this new path that you're on, this new part of the journey with a fresh set of eyes, a brand new perspective. Don't let the toxicity of the past touch your now moment. Let this be new, fresh, something to enjoy, explore, and adventure on. And let the active part of your awareness engage in something more than the details that are before you. Find the meaning, find the purpose, the passion, the light, anything that's behind what's going on before you. Lias Cloud, hi, welcome. Welcome back. I'm glad to have you again. It's been a while since we've seen each other. Just giving a reading to Prince of Darkness. Oh, you joined the queue. Yay. I have another reading to do. Awesome. Yay. Thank you. So Prince of Darkness. Yeah, I hope this reading was helpful and that it gave insight in how you can kind of better rein in the stress and anxiety and kind of find a more peaceful way to harmonize in your moments. Why do we as bipolar people at times go to darkness before we connect back to the light? Why can't we just stay in the light always where it's most comfortable place to be? The easiest answer is perspective. If you're always in the light, you become spoiled. You forget what's good and why it's good, and you take it for granted. Going into the darkness, that cleanses your perspective. It refreshes your view. It reminds you of why you worked hard to get to where you're at. Ebbs and flows come and go. Everything changes and everything's fluidly moving. And so I don't think it's just us as bipolar. I think we're all in this ebbs and flow of life. And I just think as bipolar, we take it to really extreme lengths in our polarities, right? I think people are more in the middle of the spectrum where we live on the ends. And so it always seems so extreme. But as dark as it gets, let yourself see it as light as it can get, because that's its balance. It's a pendulum. It swings back and forth. You swing into the darkness so you can plunge ahead into the light. And so the darkness defines where you've come from, but the light defines where you're going. They're all always there, light and dark. It's just a matter of where your perspective is. So if you're feeling drenched in darkness, lighten your perspective. Come back to home. Find the love in the moment. Love of self, love of life, love of others. Half minute. Oh, commercial. Okay. So hi, Elias. Lias. I am doing well. I am coming back from a 3-week break after, welcome back, Prince of Darkness. I had a mental breakdown and needed some time to recover. And 3 weeks to the day, I'm back and, trying to get going again. So feeling better and ready to participate and share readings. So hopefully I can give good readings today. Welcome back. So yeah, I definitely think, and my reading resonated. Awesome. I love that. Thanks, Leah or Elias. Is it Leah? I think it's Leah, right? Um, Thank you. I appreciate that. I admire your perseverance and wise words. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Um, it's neat to hear someone use the word perseverant for me. I don't, I often downplay my skills, strengths, and abilities. And so it's always nice when somebody has good words to say. So, Leah, what kind of reading could I get for you tonight? You are up. And so I'd love to share a reading, to align you with what you need to hear. General readings work too if you're not sure what you're wanting to know. I like the diamond spread. That's the my go-to. It's a 5-card spread, offers a focus point, like lets the cards pull in something to focus on, and then the second and third card are the internal and external focus. The fourth card is what's needed to overcome the focus, and then the fifth card, a general's good. All right, yes, let's do it. The fifth card is the higher understanding or resolution. So yeah, let's do that and see what the cards have to say for you. I'm going with my soul deck tonight. I have a lot of other decks. When I started streaming, I invested in a bunch of decks, to have different offerings. But tonight, after coming out of a period of struggle, I want to go back to my soul and start from there. So that's why I'm using this Osho Zen Tarot deck. I feel like I've been in a static point of the year, not necessarily bad, just not much happening. Okay. And that's not always a bad thing. Periods of rest are good to go through. Think of like winter. Winter is like a resting period where not a lot goes on, but it's preparing for the spring blossoming that's coming ahead. So rest and active energy are good to balance because ultimately you need to rest to recover. Also, I think I got the reading for you about my job. I wound up quitting and I start my new job tomorrow. Wow. Okay. Well, I hope that's all a good thing. If that you found this, the um, alignment to let go of something that wasn't working for you and found something positive to step into. I love that. I hope your first day tomorrow is awesome and exciting. Lots of energies that could be playing into the reading. I'm excited to see what it'll have to say. And welcome, Let Me Touch. Hello, welcome to the chat. Yeah, it's great. I wasn't happy at my old place, so good. Let's hope that this new place will be a welcoming environment for you, more positive, easier, less stressful, just a better fit for you. Let's see. So fighting. Okay. I'll read these cards. I love Osho Zen Tarot's text in the guidebook. Internal motivation or internal, inspiration, internal influence is consciousness. I was stumbling on my word. I feel you, Cloud. I'm looking for a new job, but I don't know what to look for. I wish you luck at your new job. Yeah, that's really nice of you, Let Me Touch. If you'd like, oh yeah, you're joining. Awesome. I'll be able to get you a reading. I think it's exclamation Alma space join to get you in the queue. So let's see. The third is, wow, this card keeps appearing. This is the third reading in a row. This Beyond Illusion has jumped. Awareness for what's needed and adventure for the higher understanding. Let me, if you are able to look for something that aligns with who you are, can help. Yeah, that's true. When you align with who you are and let that lead you forward, it's a powerful step to make, definitely, Prince of Darkness. Because ultimately, when you who you are is your truth. And if you're not letting your truth lead you, it's just a path of distraction, ultimately. That's what I've found. So let's see, fighting. Knight of Clouds, which is the mastery of the mind, 68. The figure in this card is completely covered in armor. Only his glare of rage is visible, and the whites of his knuckles on his clenched fists. If you look closely at the armor, you can see it's covered with buttons, ready to detonate if anybody so much as brushes up against them. In the background, we see the shadowy movie that plays in the man's mind, two figures fighting for a castle. An explosive temper or a smoldering rage often masks a feeling of deep pain. We think that if we frighten people away, we can avoid being hurt even more. In fact, just the opposite is the case. By covering our wounds with armor, we are preventing them from being healed. By lashing out at others, we keep ourselves from getting the love and nourishment we need. If this description seems to fit you, it's time to stop fighting. There is so much love available to you if you just let it in. By forgiving yourself. You're worth it. How do you align yourself up more? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, Prince of Darkness. Maybe for me, aligning is learning myself, witnessing myself, seeing how I react in a given moment and understanding why I'm reacting that way. And once I understand why I'm acting a certain way or participating in life a certain way, then it becomes more of a choice for how I'm going to participate going forward. And that to me is finding alignment with the self. Because first you have to learn the self before you can align with the self. Learning, growing, living, that's all part of it. And then it comes a point where you can look back on all of that and see how you can choose to be more yourself. I think that's alignment, is just being yourself and cutting the illusions that distract you from that. So fighting, Leah, as you're in this transition phase, you're leaving an old work environment that didn't fit for you and you're coming into a new one. I feel that it might perhaps create an energy of tension or stress, like almost being triggered by the newness of the experience you're falling into. So I think the focus here is asking you to see what's the word? Jaded. What ways your old work might have jaded you towards a work environment, and not let that, get in the way of this new position, right? Let the new experience shape itself for you rather than come in feeling the weight of what you let go of. So consciousness, that is your internal motivation. That is another suit of clouds. This one is the Ace of Clouds. So another suit that's the mastery of the mind. Most of the cards in this suit of the mind are either cartoon-like or troubled, because the influence of the mind in our lives is generally either ridiculous or oppressive. But this card of consciousness shows a vast Buddha figure. He is so expansive, he has gone even behind the stars, and above his head into is pure emptiness. He represents the consciousness that is available to all who become a master of the mind and can use it as the servant it is meant to be. When you choose this card, it means that there is a crystal clarity available right now, detached, rooted in the deep stillness that lies at the core of your being. There is no desire to understand from the perspective of the mind. The understanding you have now is existential, whole, in harmony with the pulse of life itself. Accept this great gift and share it. So internally, your connection to everything is there in any given moment. And it's just, are we aware of that connection? Or how do we let that connection filter into our mind, which then filters into how we receive the life we're living? So this fighting energy, this being triggered, being sensitive, this state, I think consciousness opening up into that natural sense of flowing, of vastness, of wholeness, letting that be where your mind is at. I'm sensitive as well. I understand. I really do understand. I live triggered by the world like nobody's business. I get it. And so being sensitive isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just means you feel things deeply. And I don't find that to be horrible. And actually, I'd rather feel deeply than not feel at all. And so I guess for me, it's a choice. I like the depth. It adds more experience to life itself. And so consciousness is that depth. It's there. And your sensitive nature may be triggered by how shallow other people receive life. You take it deeply, and so little nuances hit you hard. That's not bad. It just means you're aware of more. You notice more. You care more. It's a good thing. And so, internally, the consciousness, that wholeness is there motivating you. And then this beyond illusion card, again, this is the third reading this has come up in, and this is in your external motive or external influence. So as the vast within is there, the vast without is there speaking to you as well. And I think the meaning of the cards is that triggered state that the fighting card speaks of. It keeps you from the tranquility of the internal and external influences. So really this mental state, the clouds, the cloudy mind, I think I think learning to maybe meditate upon pain that you felt and why you'd rather feel that than something else. Ultimately, I think like my deep feelings, they hurt, sure, but they hurt in a beautiful way that I don't mind hurting that way. So if you can frame your sensitivities around that mindset, that yeah, they hurt to be triggered that way, but at least it shows you care, I think it can create a gentler mental landscape to exist inside of. And so your card awareness, this is what's needed to overcome. And I like this. It's like a shadow self that's being ripped open and you can see the spirit within. I like that kind of sense of self. Like maybe right now you're splitting yourself open to see the goodies inside. The veil of illusion, or Maya, that has been keeping you from perceiving reality as it is starting to burn away. The fire is not that of heated or the fire is not the heated fire of passion, but the cool flame of awareness. As it burns the veil, the face of a very delicate and childlike Buddha becomes visible. The awareness that is growing in you now is not the result of any conscious doing, nor did you nor do you need to struggle to make something happen. Any sense you might have had you've been groping in the dark is dissolving now, or will be dissolving soon. So perhaps that static state you feel you're in will soon be dissolving. Let yourself settle and remember that deep inside you are just a witness, eternally silent, aware, and unchanged. A channel is now opening from the circumference of activity to that center of witnessing. It will help you to become detached, and a new awareness will lift the veil from your eyes. So, this card, the awareness, that sensitive state, let yourself listen within and hear yourself clearly for all the ways that you're sensitive. Better understand yourself so you can better understand how to participate with others so as not to feel so triggered all the time. Who you are is special. You are perfect and you deserve to feel wonderful as you are in all the deep ways that you feel, as sensitive as you are. And if you can learn your sensitivities, then it's easier to articulate those sensitivities to others so they don't bump up against them. And being able to articulate for yourself is a huge gift of self-love, because ultimately others can only love you as well as you love yourself. And if you love yourself enough to know yourself, then others can love you enough to love you the way you need. It's kind of like it starts within kind of thing, by learning yourself and your sensitivities, others can learn them yourself or learn you at that same level. And so you have this growing awareness that brings a better sense of self, and that begins the adventure, which is just wandering off into the light with childlike innocence. I love that. So let's read this card for you. When we are truly in a spirit of adventure, we are moving just like this child, full of trust, out of the darkness of the forest into the rainbow of the light. We go step by step, drawn by our sense of wonder into the unknown. Adventure really has nothing to do with plans and maps and programs and organization. The page of rainbow. Oh, okay. So I'll continue reading when she gets back. But she really likes the reading, so yay. I love when I can give a reading that's meaningful. I'll take a drink too. Yeah, this has been a really good reading. I like how the cards parallel each other with consciousness and beyond illusion. You know, the great beyond within and the great beyond without. And then parting the veil of illusion. Welcome back. Just talking through. I really like your reading and how balanced it is. And it just really, each card plays into the other ones. And I love the synchronicity and alignment of that. So adventure. We left off. The page of rainbows represents a quality that can come to us anywhere, at home or in the office, in the wilderness or in the city, in a creative project or in our relationships with others. Whenever we move into the new and unknown with the trusting spirit of a child, innocent and open and vulnerable, sensitive, those words, innocent and open and vulnerable. I think those are words for being sensitive. Even the smallest things of life can become the greatest adventures. So it's awesome. Your cards are awesome. You got adventurers. You're about to start a new adventure tomorrow. So how cool is that? So I guess just remember your sensitive nature is a gift and let it feel that way. So when you go out in the world, you're sharing yourself freely and not from a place of being upset by how others see you or receive you. Oh, you subscribed. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you, Leah. I really appreciate that. You just made my night. Wow. My week, my whole 3-week break. Thank you. I love you. But yeah, so I I appreciate the subscription and I appreciate it, but I'm glad we got you a reading that you enjoyed. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I love kind words and I that it means so much. Thank you. I'm stumbling over my words because I'm so positively moved. So thank you. So yeah, let's take your adventure and wander with your sensitive nature and know that you're just heading into the light. Let you shine brightly and love the adventure as you take your steps moment by moment. So yeah, thank you so much, Leah. I appreciate that. I'm glad you came back. I appreciate that you subscribed. That's just amazing. So thankful. Yay. My husband said we got to work on emojis. I don't think I have those uploaded yet. Got to get those. Thanks for the reading. You're welcome. Thank you for coming tonight, for letting me read for you and for, talking through it and, hearing my insight and understanding. And I'm glad that you're walking away with a positive connection to the reading. So yay. I hope you'll join me another night, and we'll get to catch up and see how that job is going. So that brings up our next reading, which is Let Me Touch, or we could call you Pickle Touch. I don't want to say your name, but I can call you I'll call you Touch. I like Touch. Hello, welcome. Yes, you definitely will. Good. I'm glad. I look to see you back again. You can call me Pickle. Okay, I like that. We'll call you Pickle. My second oldest, when she was an eighth grader, they did the Little Big with the fourth graders, and her fourth grader was called Pickle. They nicknamed her Pickle. So it's funny. Welcome. Yes, welcome. Glad to have you. Glad to do a reading. So, what kind of reading could I do for you tonight, Pickle? General reading, specific question, or theme that you might want to provide guidance around? I'm open. See the stream elements pointed about a new deck. I was looking, I like to browse Amazon and see what their deck offerings are. And I have three decks in my shopping cart saved for later that I'm feeling towards. One of them was actually from the lady that made this deck. And I didn't realize it until I was scrolling through the description and everything. And this deck was another one they had made. So I was like, oh, I have that. Might be a good one. I've been looking for a new job or career, but I don't know what to look for. But I've also been lacking my love life. Okay, so let's see. What can we do? Let's do... I'm going to pull out the Wild Reflections deck. We will... It's Kitty Tarot. You made an emote with Snickers. Haha. That's our cat that does tarot. She's a kitten about 7 months old. Found us in January. And so that's our emote for our kitty that does tarot. She'll pull cards sometimes. Thank you, Daddy.
So you got that emote.
So if you're...
refresh the stream.
So Leah, if you refresh the stream, you have that emote now. Yay. So love life lacking is... Yeah, you can put Snickers all over Twitch. Love life lacking is so real. Love life is a hard one. I know for me, I didn't realize how rich I was in love because I was dwelling from a state of lack of self-love. So no matter how rich I was in love around me, I felt poor and that my love life was lacking because I wasn't relating positively to myself. And by extension, I couldn't believe others were relating positively to me. So it really made it hard to feel good in my love life. Yeah, I've been job focused. Well, if you've been job focused, are you giving yourself balance to, find your job, be out and about in recreation, rest and recovery, and, balancing all aspects of life? When we fall too heavily in one side of things, the rest of our life can fall out of balance. Oh, she used Snickers. Thank you, Leah. Woot. Our first emote.
I just thought that would be a good one.
That is a good one.
And reads the tarot.
She does. So yeah, I said I was gonna pull out the Wild. I like the Wild Reflections deck because it actually, in the guidebook, it offers like tarot meaning in that specific regard. So we'll go ahead and use that deck to do a little career reading. What I'll do, I think for the career, I'll do mind, body, and being. So So basically where your mind would be a good fit for, like, energies that would serve your mind in the present moment, serve your heart, and serve your personhood, and see what those career keywords say. That's real. For me, I work and I'm in college, so there's too much happening. Oh yeah, that's a lot. I worked through college as well, and that's a lot to handle in life. And there's just not a lot of extra time for balance. You're pushing. It's an intense time. So just definitely know this period doesn't last forever. Stability comes after you get that degree, you find your job and things calm down. Nothing goes into stasis, but college is challenging. It really is a challenging time. But yeah, a lot, if right now your love life isn't where you want it to be, I go back to my self-love thing, where start within. Find the positive energy within yourself, within your life, within the college classes you're taking, these different areas, the details of your life. Learn to positively connect to those and expand upon those connections, and then watch how reality, your life ripples around that change and that positive focus. Because ultimately, oh, Lapasaurus, welcome. I'm glad you joined. We are working on a reading for Pickle, who was hoping for some career guidance, as well as maybe a little insight into love, which I have love decks that I'll pull for you, a card or two from those to get you, hitting all aspects. Hey, community. I love community. So I like to get the deck ready, prepared, touch each card. And then once I gather them all up, then I shuffle them, because I also use upright and reverse positioning. So yeah, just getting the deck ready to use. I love this deck. The pictures, it's a newer deck that I bought to start streaming and to learn the tarot meaning. And I love the artwork. I love the guidebook. It's a really nice deck. So let's see. Like I said, we'll draw 3 cards for you. It's an attractive deck. Thank you. I love that it's even gold on the edges. That's my first deck that I have that has trimmed edges. It's so cool. Welcome, Game Club Central. Glad to have you. First time chatter. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you joined us. Leah's, you're going to head out. Good night. Good night. Thank you for coming again. Thank you for the subscription. I really appreciate that. I'm glad to have you back, and good luck on your job tomorrow. I hope it starts off in a wonderful whirlwind of positive energy. Let's see. For this was insight into mind. So the death card for the career, insight into the heart, is temperance. I hope you have a good night. I hope you have a great night. I am having a great night. Thank you. And I will continue. You have been a major help to boost my night. So thank you. And I hope you fall asleep in a peaceful comfort, drift off into rest that, wakes you ready for the next day. Death card is a good one. I like that one. And then let's see. So this one isn't, the third card is insight into the personhood. So career for your personhood. Knight of Wands. Let's see what these cards have to say. All right, death. This is for the mind. The upright career meaning is job transition, career transition, leaving unfulfilling career. The death card signals that one major phase in your life is ending and a new one is about to begin. You just need to close one door so that the new one can open. Another meaning of the death card is that you are about to go through a major change, transition, or transformation. The old version of yourself needs to die to allow the new you to be created. So as you're I guess I think this card is asking you to close the door to something that doesn't work for you. So maybe in your job search, you're focusing on something that isn't right for you. And so in going through that door repeatedly, you're not finding the opportunities you're most hoping for. So I think in your mind, where is your personhood at? Where do you need to be to feel fulfilled mentally and start finding opportunities that fall in alignment with a peaceful state of mind? And then temperance. Interesting. Death and temperance are back to back. So this is insight into the heart. The upright career meaning is success from patience and moderation, steady and slow progress. The temperance card suggests moderation and balance coupled with a lot of patience. So as you're in a job search phase, I think this card is calling you to just remember it takes time to find what works for you and not to rush or force yourself to take something that isn't right just because it's available. Trust that your heart will lead you where you're meant to go. Let your mind fall in line with your heart, as this death card is kind of indicating your mind is going through a change, a shift. So let that heart guide the mind, and as you focus your career efforts. Ultimately, we were talking about alignment of self, and when you're leading from the heart, I recommend leading from the heart, because ultimately that's the core of how you connect to everything. And so your place of love, your place of positive connection, if you're making choices from that place, then you're more likely to find alignment in the world around you. And let's see, Knight of Wands for personhood. Upright career meaning passion and energy for work, brave decisions, new business favored. The Knight of Wands represents adventure, pursuit, and passion. This card signifies the asker may be in a period where they are charging ahead with a creative project. Explore the horizons that exist outside your comfort zone. The Knight of Wands can also indicate travel and the urge for adventure. It is time to embrace spontaneity and fearlessness. If travel is not possible, the asker is encouraged to try new activities and break free from their routine. I like that. It's an encouragement, especially in light of the death card where it was saying that a transformation that was coming. This Knight of Wands is asking you to shake free from what you've been doing and try something new and see where that leads you. So if your efforts up to now in the career realm aren't resulting in much, try something different. Change up where you're looking, change up what you're looking for, change up how you present yourself. All these things that career is tiresome, because it's so hard to find the place that fits right and that wants you, and it's a bit of magic to find a good job. But I do hope that you'll be more mindful about the process. I think that's kind of what the cards might be asking, is that witness yourself and see what balances you, like the light and the dark, the energy and the warmth, and it's just all balancing, and it comes from that heart, place of heart. And so let your mind settle into a peace, let your sense of self settle into a sense of peace, and see where that self wants to be in a job, because ultimately that self is the one you want to make happy. And if that self isn't happy in the job you're looking for, it's not going to be worth the money you make. And a lot of people are finding that paychecks don't result in happiness. You got to pay your bills. Yes, absolutely. We all got to pay our bills. But if paying the bills breaks you to make, to make those payments, is it really worth it? And for me, money is never worth it. It's great to pay the bills and then rest in how great life can be. And so in a period of transition, I encourage you to reflect on how great life can be as it is right now before any change comes. Because if you can witness right now positively as you take your next step, it'll be a positive momentum that keeps building the more you fold in positive connections to the life you're leading and the moment you're in. So hopefully that's helpful, Pickle, to kind of offer some insight into the job. I'm not a predictor of the future with cards, and so I can't really say what would be best for you, but I hope the cards can kind of inwardly direct or guide you to something that makes more sense. I have 2 love tarot decks, since you were saying you were kind of stagnant in it was helpful. Good. Enjoy the moment, definitely. Blessed be. I find my blessings and I count them regularly, because ultimately feeling good in the moment is born of appreciating the goodness that's there. And so if you want to feel good, take the time to feel good about the details that you have. Because ultimately it's your mind, it's your heart, it's your soul that's connected to where you're at in life. And if where you're at is not in a positive place, sit and listen to yourself. Why? Why aren't you in a positive place? A lot of times we can feel like life is out of control, but when we center ourselves with our breath, with our physical being, with the centered, grounded nature of who we are, there's blessings to be found in that simple nature. Ooh, I was rated by Cosmically Silly Goose. Thank you. Welcome, Raiders. I'm so glad to have you. Such a big party to join. Wow. Thank you. That's awesome. Just working on getting Pickle some love reading cards. Just they're a little static in love right now, and hoping the cards can gain some insight for them. Yeah, thank you for the grade. So glad to have you. I hope you're had a good stream, Cosmic Silly Goose. Hope your night's going well. So thankful for the raid. So let's see, Pickle. This is my grounded, more inspirational love deck. The other deck I have is a little more dramatic. So let's see what this deck has for you. I trusted you and it broke me. Trust is a big thing. If your trust crystal is broken, before you get into a relationship with somebody else, fix your trust crystal. If you can't trust others, if you can't trust yourself, if trust is not flowing freely, positive relationships are hard to come by. Stupid raid didn't work again. Oh, thank you. Hope you're having a good stream. Well, thank you guys. I am having a wonderful stream. I'm back after a 3-week break and I'm glad to be here. And so it's awesome that you joined me with your raid and I appreciate that. You made it, so it did work. Awesome. I'm so glad you did. Pickle, I trusted you and it broke me. I like this card because trust is everything. If you can trust in yourself, if you can trust in the life you lead, there's a sense of peace in that trust. But a lot of times relationships and life can break that trust. And so if life is feeling a little fragile in love, reflect on where your trust is at and how whole that crystal is. I speak of a trust crystal. My husband and our family speak of trust being like a crystal, and it's perfect at first. But when somebody breaks your trust, it shatters that crystal and it's never the same again. And so a lot of times when our trust crystal is shattered, we carry forward that broken nature into future life experiences and relationships. And so If you're feeling broken by the past, take the time to heal that and grieve what you lost and let go of what hurt you so you can step into a brighter now moment knowing that the past doesn't have to hurt anymore. Oh, I haven't seen your name in forever. Not even sure which stream I know you from. It's been so long. Oh, to Leah's. Oh, yeah. Leah was subscribed to me today. She was so nice. It keeps freezing. Are you buffeting? Buffering. I'm not sure. How would I know if I'm buffering? Okay, stream bitrate looks good. Zabun Ninja. Awesome name. Not for me, Becca. Welcome. Good night, Cosmic Silly Goose. Thank you again for the raid and thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh, Zaboon Ninja. Oh. I'm great with words. Nighty night. Yeah, have a good night. So let's get this deck. This is my more dramatic deck. It says some things. There's some cards in there that are really interesting. But I like, when I was starting streaming with tarot readings, I wanted to offer love readings. That's, for me, love is simple. Focus on self-love, and when you can connect positively to self, I feel that ripples outward. But that's not really actionable to everybody. So I thought to pull in different inspiration, I'd invest in a couple love decks. So I have two presently that I like to use. Oh, I think it was my connection. We've had some storms here. Oh, we're good. It's stormy for us as well. We had a 70-degree day, and then it's dropping down to like a 20 or 30-degree night. And so it's weather's a weather in here in Ohio. So let's see. Well, I'm glad it's better. I hope it's the stream's coming through now. Oh, Pickle followed. Thank you. I didn't see that. So I apologize for that. Thank you. You're in Ohio too? Ha, that's awesome. Ohio twinsies. Small world. I'm in Northeast Ohio. So I'm in, not close to the lake, but not in central. So it's a nice little area. We get all the weathers here. You're Midwest. Okay. Midwest. Our daughter is going to college in the Midwest. She's going in Ohio, probably. Well, we're waiting to hear from Yale. Wouldn't that be cool? But, so let's see. Let's see, Pickle, your last card. Let's see what it has to say. There we go. Something to say. There's something I really want to share with you. I'm waiting for the right time to tell you. When there's something to say, right now is usually the right time to say it, especially when it comes from the heart. There are hard conversations to have, but when it comes to love, it's always the right time to communicate love and positive connection. So whatever that trust crystal that might need to be worked on. Oh, both colleges you went to were in Ohio. That's awesome. I went to college in Ohio too. Same with my husband. We went to the same college. Yeah, that's really cool. I love that there's another Ohioan here tonight. So something to say. I found that I have way more positive engagement with people when I put myself out there and I express myself first. And so in love, in friendship, in life, leading with a positive face forward helps create positive connections and engagement from others. So in love life, if you put out your honest nature, and I find people will honestly fall in love with that nature. And so just trust yourself and trust others to, love you for who you are. So yeah, I hope those cards were helpful, Pickle. And I hope that career kind of resolves itself and you can find something that works for you. And that once you get a more grounded, stable sense of what's going on in life, that you can fold someone into a relationship in that life. So I think we are up for Laposaurus. Are you still there? Yes, they were, and I hope so too. Good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you for letting me do a reading for you. I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate that follow. Laposaurus is still there. Awesome. Welcome. Welcome to the reading table. What kind of reading would you like tonight? I have many decks, and we can do a general reading if you're just looking to see what the cards have to say. You could ask a question to gain insight around that. Love readings, career, we can do whatever. We'll make it work. Could I have a general reading with a deck of your choice, please? Yes, I am. Tonight's my first night back after a 3-week break. And I love my soul deck, and that's the deck that I started with. So I would love to use that deck for you. Has a lot of positive energy, and it's my favorite. Let's shuffle these up and see what we have to say. For general readings, my favorite spread is the diamond spread. It's 5 cards. The first card is the focus of the reading, and then the 4 cards around it highlight that. The second and third card are the internal and external influence around the focus. The 4th card is what's needed to overcome. And the 5th card is the higher resolution or understanding or outcome. Lurk. Well, thank you, Typo Queen. Thank you for being here and joining the raid and, chatting a little. Appreciate having you. I hope you have a good night, and hopefully I can see you around another time. Control. That's a good card. Control is something so many of us try to have in life, and ultimately it's just when you're holding on to control, you don't realize how out of control you really are. The rebel is internal influence. The creator is external influence. I'll come back. I'm just going to go get something. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm glad you'll be back. Have great getting something. Innocence. And then finally, the higher resolution is the burden. Okay. The control is the King of Clouds, which is the suit of the mastery of the mind. So I think the cards are asking you to, reflect on the state of your mind. There is a time and place for control, but if we put it in charge of our lives, we end up totally rigid. The figure is encased in the angles of pyramid shapes that surround him. Light glitters and glints off his shiny surfaces, but does not penetrate. It's as if he is almost mummified inside the structure he's built up around himself. His fists are clenched, and his stare is blank, almost blind. The lower part of his body beneath the table is a knife point, a cutting edge that divides and separates. His world is ordered and perfect, but it is not alive. He cannot allow any spontaneity or vulnerability to enter it. The image of the King of Clouds reminds us to take a deep breath, loosen our neckties, and take it easy. If mistakes happen, it's okay. If things get a little out of hand, it's probably just what the doctor ordered. There is much, much more to life than being on top of things. I love this this card as a point of focus, because in our mind, this is is how we receive reality. And if our mind is trying to control the reality we lead, ultimately we're building a box around what we're witnessing, right? A cage, a prison, because that control is just a mental distraction, really. Life is fluidly changing at any given moment. We are fluidly changing at any given moment. And to think that we have some measure of solid foundation in any given moment is really a hard idea for me to hold on to. So I feel like control is that distraction from just living life fluidly. Okay, just got ads. So all right, we can pause. I can take a drink. My nose is itching and I can't get it to stop. Welcome back. I'm not sure where I left off on control, but yeah, control to me is an illusion in our mind. And ultimately, when our mind is being distracted by an illusion, it lessens our positive connection to any given moment. And so the internal influence around control is the rebel. No, I skipped the page. Here it is. The powerful and authoritative figure in this card is clearly the master of his own destiny. On his shoulder is an emblem of the sun, and the torch he holds in his right hand symbolizes the light of his own hard-won truth. Whether he is wealthy or poor, the rebel is really an emperor because he has broken the chains of society's repressive conditioning and opinions. He has formed himself by embracing all the colors of the rainbow, emerging from the dark and formless roots of his unconscious past and growing wings to fly into the sky. His very way of being is rebellious, not because he is fighting against anybody or anything, but because he has discovered his own true nature and is determined to live in accordance with it. The eagle is his spirit animal, a messenger between earth and sky. The rebel challenges us to be courageous enough to take responsibility for who we are and live our truth. So I like this. Live our truth. That's a good one because control is a falsehood. It's a lie we tell ourselves, an illusion we paint. So life seems like we can influence it more than we can. It's kind of like a deception. So the rebel, he's embraced life. It is as it is. Colorful, wild, wonky. It is what it is. Break the chains. We don't have to be normal. And control is kind of a normal thing these days. So let go and embrace the truth of who you get to be, who you are, who you want to be, and let that color your moments and guide you forward in life as you participate. And then the external influence is the creator, which is the king of fire. So you had the king of clouds, which is the mastery of the mind, and the king of fire, which is the mastery of action. I like the balance between the mind that may be disillusioning itself and the external world's influence in us. That is paramount because how our mind perceives our reality is how we're likely to act upon it. So if our mind is in a negative state, we're less likely to positively engage with things. If our mind is in a positive state, we're more likely to enjoy the moments as they pass by. So the creator, let's see what that has to say. The Zen master in this card has harnessed the energy of fire and is able to use it for creation rather than destruction. He invites us to recognize and participate with him in understanding that belongs to those who have mastered the fires of passion without repressing them or allowing them to get destructive and out of balance. He is so integrated that there is no longer any difference between who he is inside and who he is to the world outside. He offers this gift of understanding and integration to all those who come to him, the gift of creative light that comes from the center of his being. The King of Fire tells us that anything we undertake now, with the understanding that comes from maturity, will bring enrichment to our own lives and to the lives of others. Using whatever skills you have, whatever you have learned from your own life experience, it is time to express yourself. Again, another card, it's in balance. The revel is live your own truth. This one, it's time to express yourself. Tell your truth, speak your truth, live your truth. So again, internal and external sound, they're in balance around this illusion of control that's being called into question. So what's needed to overcome? How do you let go of control if it's dominating your mindset? Innocence. The old man in this card radiates a childlike delight in the world. There is a sense of grace surrounding him, as if he is at home with himself and with what life has brought. He seems to be having a playful communication with the praying mantis on his finger, as if the two of them are the greatest friends. The pink flowers cascading around him represent a time of letting go, relaxation, and sweetness. They are a response to his presence, a reflection of his own qualities. The innocence that comes from a deep experience of life is childlike, but not childish. The innocence of children is beautiful, but ignorant. It will be replaced by mistrust and doubt as the child grows and learns that the world can be dangerous and a threatening place. But the innocence of a life lived fully has a quality of wisdom and acceptance of the ever-changing wonder of life. So I like that. Again, witness life for what it is. That's what innocence is. It's not being jaded. It's not being fearful or doubtful or negatively connected to things. It's being aligned with the moment as it is and seeing that for the magical wonder that's there. And so living your truth, expressing yourself wholesomely. These are all ways to witness the now moment and how it fluidly changes. Just every breath brings change. Every moment brings motion that's not always within our realm to control. So control is fluid at best. So let our illusion of control be fluid as well, knowing we can only control so much and there's only so much we can do to influence things outside of that. So let's see, another cloud card is the higher understanding, the burden, which is the Six of Clouds. When we carry a load of shoulds and shouldn'ts imposed on us by others, we become like this ragged, struggling figure trying to make his way uphill. Go faster, try harder, reach the top, shouts the foolish tyrant he carries on his shoulder, while the tyrant himself is crowned with an imperious rooster. If life these days feels like just a struggle from the cradle to the grave, it could be time to shrug your shoulders and see what it feels like to walk without these characters on your back. You have your own mountains to conquer, your own dreams to fulfill, but you will never have the energy to pursue them until you release yourself from the expectations you've gathered from others and now think are your own. Another card that calls you to align with your true sense of self, not with what others have conditioned you to think of yourself or told you what you need to be your best self, but a true clarity of the burden you carry with who you want to be. Chances are they exist only in your mind, but that doesn't mean they can't weigh you down. It's time to lighten up and send them on their way. So yeah, I hope, welcome, Call Me Oh Daddy, welcome back. It's nice to see you again. It's exclamation Alma space join to get you in the queue. You're so funny. You crack me up. I'm glad you're back. It's nice to see you again. It's been a long time, 3 weeks since I've streamed, so I'm glad to see you join me on the same night I come back. Lapisaurus, I hope that was helpful or insightful or resonated in some way, in what you're going through. I hope the cards, give you something to walk away with in a positive way. It was. Thank you. Yay! I'm happy. I'm glad we could get you a positive reading. Glad the cards were helpful. I think before, let's see. I think you were the last one in the queue, which would bring Call Me Your Daddy up. Before I get into that, I'm going to take a break, get up, stretch my legs, and then come back and get Call Me Your Daddy his reading. So I will be back shortly. Alma in Hungarian is apple. I didn't know that. That's new information. I knew that Alma in a couple languages means soul, and that's where Tarot of the Soul comes from, a play on the word Alma. Thank you for letting me know that it means apple. I like that. The fruit of knowledge and awareness and insight. I love that. You came back after 3 weeks and already need break from daddy. Right? Daddy, I need a break. So I will be right back to get you that reading. Hey, it's Alma, and oh well, hey, it's Alma. We're back, back from break, having giggles. If you've ever seen Super Troopers 2, hubby borrowed a line from that, and we're giggling about it, about happiness in your household. It's funny. Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you. Are you still there? Call me your daddy, because you're up for a reading if you are. I know I just popped back, so you might not. You might have gotten up and walked away. Love Super Troopers. We do too. It's a good movie. We apparently watched Super Troopers 2. I don't remember it right now, so I can't think of it. But he showed me the clip of the happiness in your household scene. And yes, that is so funny. Good movies.
Pretty good. I don't think it was as good as the first one.
He says he doesn't think it was as good. The second wasn't as good as the first, but they're a hysterical group of people, so I'm sure.
Yeah, I also love Beer Fest.
Ooh, Beer Fest is another good one. if you like that group.
Broken.
Broken Lizard is the group's name.
Your daddy?
Yeah, it seems like Call Me Your Daddy isn't here right now. So you can, yeah.
Yeah, you can jump back.
Yeah, he can jump back in when he comes. Zabun. So what is Zabu Ninja?
I would think it's that.
Okay, hubby's better at names, and I just read words. So Zabunja. What? Zabu Ninja. Would you like a reading? You're here and present with me, and you know, maybe the cards might have something to say to you. You might have something to ask them. Zabu Ninja, and I was saying Zabunja. Zabuninja. I would love one. Thank you. You are welcome. I'm glad to get to do one for you. Do you have anything in particular you'd like, or just maybe a general reading to see what the cards have to say? I like how I can mess up words, mess up names so well. I always have, yeah. 20 years, yeah. You know how my first one was P's Princess? In my mind, it was always P.S. Princess. I don't know why. Like,
Plus.
Postscript. So yeah, Zabu, what kind of, would you just like a general? Yeah. Just whatever spirit has to say. I love your energy. It's very nice. Thank you. I appreciate that compliment so much because your vibe attracts your tribe, and if you have good energy, you're gonna have a good tribe. So yay, I'm glad. Thank you for that compliment. I really appreciate it. Yeah, let's see what the cards have to say for you. This is my favorite deck. It's an Osho Zen Tarot deck. It was recommended to me that it would be a good fit, and the person that recommended it was right. So I like to do a diamond spread for a 5-card or for a general reading. It's 5 cards. The first card is the focus, and then the second and third card are the internal and external influence around the focus. The fourth card is what's needed to overcome, and the fifth card is the higher understanding or resolution. Yeah, she's not here to help. Turning in. Inner voice. Ooh, I like how spirit is talking to you. So let's see. Let's put these cards together. The Fool is a good one. I like the text that comes with the Fool. Moment to moment, and with every step, the fool leaves the past behind. He carries nothing more than his purity, innocence, and trust, symbolized by the white rose in his hand. The pattern on his waistcoat contains the colors of all 4 elements of the tarot, indicating that he is in harmony with all that surrounds him. His intuition is functioning at its peak. At this moment, the Fool has the support of the universe to make this jump into the unknown. Adventures await him in the river of life. This card indicates that if you trust your intuition right now, your feeling of rightness of things, you cannot go wrong. Your actions may appear foolish to others, or even to yourself, if you try to analyze them with the rational mind. But the 0 place occupied by the Fool is the numberless number where trust and innocence are the guides, not skepticism and past experience. I think that's beautiful. Innocence and purity in a moment. Like, who wouldn't want to be the Fool? Unless you're the master, which is, the mature version of the Fool. But I love the excitement that the now moment offers. And when you face each now moment with a fresh perspective, a fresh lens, a clean slate, it makes life so much more interesting and exciting to experience. So let's see, totality. That is the internal influence. Okay, 5 of fire. Okay. These 3 women are high in the air, playful and free, yet alert and interdependent. In a trapeze act, nobody can afford to be a little bit absent, even for a split second. And it is this quality of total attentiveness to the moment at hand that is represented here. We may feel there are too many things to do at once, but get bogged down in trying to do a bit here, a bit there, instead of taking one task at a time and getting on with it. Or perhaps we think our task is boring because we've forgotten that it's not what you do, but how you do it that matters. Developing the knack of being total and responding to whatever comes as it comes is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself. Taking one step through life at a time, giving each step your complete attention and energy can bring a wondrous new vitality and creativity to all that you do. I love that. That's a different verbiage for the perspective of the Fool. Trusting each moment, taking this moment as it is, and embracing it fully so that you can move positively to the next one. No one moment stands alone because they all flow together. And so if you move in trust, you move in fluid motion with the pace of life as it's most meant for you. Yes, indeed. I like the Beyond Illusion card. This card has come up multiple times tonight. It's spring equinox, so I love that parallel cards are finding their way to speak tonight. Beyond Illusion. Love that perspective of not what you do, but how you do it. Yes, absolutely. One of the biggest things that I've learned in my mental health journey was my mind is, I choose how my mind is. I have the power to influence the vibrance or the intensity or the positive polarity of my mind. Okay, 1 minute ad, so I'll wait on that. Polarity of mind. No, not what you love, how you do it. Okay, so we'll be back when you come back. You're back. Call me your daddy. Yeah, I made it back. And now you've made it back. I'm working on a reading for Zabu Ninja. But once we're done with that, we will get you your reading. Glad you made it back. Welcome back, Zabu. All right, so we were talking about totality and how it aligns with the Fool. So, the inner influence is asking you to trust and just lean into the moment with all that it is. And then Beyond Illusion, that's what I was going to. Beyond Illusion is the external influence in the moment. The butterfly in this card represents the outer, that which is constantly moving, and that which is not real but an illusion. Oh, before I start reading this, I want to come back to your comment. Love that perspective of not what you do, but how you do it. Your choice in how you participate things is yours. And so if your mind is negatively connecting to your moments of participation, then ultimately how you're doing it is not a fun experience. So if you can find a way to experience life in a positive way and feel good in life no matter what you're doing, there's a lot of peace and prosperity and just abundance and wealth to be found in that kind of state of bliss. Ultimately, I think most of us want to be happy. And so if you can be happy witnessing life, then you can be happy engaging in life. And so it pulls it back into how you see the world outside of yourself? Like the Fool, is it innocent and pure, or is it tainted by your life's experiences? And so you come with almost a jaded nature. So let's see, beyond illusion. You said fatality like in Mortal Kombat. I did? I don't remember what I said. My bad. The butterfly in this card represents the outer, that which is constantly moving and that which is not real but an illusion. Behind the butterfly is the face of consciousness, looking inward to that which is eternal. The space between the two eyes is opened, revealing the lotus of spiritual unfoldment and the rising sun of awareness. Through the rising of the inner sun, meditation is born. The card reminds us not to look outside for what is real, but to look within. When we focus on externals, we too often get caught up in judgments. This is good. This is bad. I want this. I don't want that. These judgments keep us trapped in our illusions, our sleepiness, our old habits and patterns. Drop your opinionated mind and move inside. There you can relax into your own deepest truth, where the difference between dreams and reality is already known. Oh, I said totality. Okay, thank you for translating that. That's funny. I like that. My husband does that kind of thing. He'll catch me saying something and he's always able to twist it to say something funny or different. Or like one time, we had made a joke. We were signing off a stream we had done together, and I made this sign and said, like, peace, right? But that's not the peace sign. So we made the joke that it was peace and buttholes, right? And our daughter, who was a young teen at the time, heard that, and he effortlessly translated it to peace and bubbles, like bubbles. And so she totally didn't know what she had heard, but I did. And I love that kind of ability to play with words and just have fun with them. So beyond illusion, the external world, it comes back to how we perceive things, how we witness reality. The external world is what it is, but how are we seeing how it is? That's the truth of the matter. Our perspective is personal, and so how we're going to see things is always going to be personal. But the real question is, how might that perspective be skewed or distorted or distracting you from what's really there? And so I think this beyond illusion is kind of, again, another call for trusting in what's there more than just what you see. And I like that the what's needed card is turning in, because that's literally, how do you see what's there when it's fluid based on a moment of perception? Well, you go inward. You see what's within. Because what we see within is what we see without. 4 of water. There it is. 104. The woman in this image has a faint smile on her face. In fact, she is just watching the antics of the mind, not judging, not trying to stop them, not identified, just watching as if they were traffic on the road or ripples on the surface of a pond. And the antics of the mind are slightly amusing as it jumps up and down and twists this way and that, trying to get your attention and seduce you into the game. To develop the knack of taking a distance from the mind is one of the greatest blessings. It is what meditation is all about, really. Not chanting a mantra or repeating an affirmation, but just watching, as if the mind belongs to somebody else. You are ready to take this distance now and to watch the show without getting caught up in the drama. Indulge yourself in the simple freedom of turning in whenever you can, and the knack of meditation will grow and deepen in you. I love turning in. The world is what it's going to be, and I can only do so much to influence it. But inside, that's all me. That's just 100% unfiltered me. And so going within, I get to be with myself and see how I see things from my own perspective. And then I like to reflect on how my perspective might be seen in the eyes of others. And so try to twist it from a different lens. But ultimately knowing that the only perspective I have is my own. And even that one can be distorted if I'm not in the right state of mind or clarity, centered, grounded. Interesting. But always turning inward, gently accepting what's there, peacefully existing with the self. It's a great way to overcome so much. And so in the Fool in the Journey, if up to now you find yourself jaded by the past, turn inward and go where the past is no more. You're right here, you're right now, you're all that is. And so all those answers, all that knowing, awareness, it's all there for you to listen to. Just give yourself the chance. And so it makes sense that, you know, the higher understanding, it's the inner voice. Your clarity comes when you give yourself a chance to listen to yourself speak on the inside. So inner voice, let's go to that. The inner voice speaks not in words, but in the wordless language of the heart. It is like an oracle who only speaks the truth. If it had a face, it would be like the face at the center of this card, alert, watchful, and able to accept both the dark and the light, symbolized by the two hands holding the crystal. The crystal itself represents the clarity that comes from transcending all dualities. The inner voice can also be playful as it dives deep into emotions and emerges again to soar towards the sky like two dolphins dancing in the waters of life. It is connected with the cosmos through the crescent moon crown and the earth as represented by the green leaves on the figure's kimono. There are times in our lives when too many voices seem to be pulling us this way and that. Our very confusion in such situations is a reminder to seek silence and centering within. Only then are we able to hear our truth. I love this. This was such a beautifully aligned reading. The clarity, innocence, and purity, and then breaking it down into the internal focus and trust, the external truth that we see, turning inward to witness reality as it is, and while turning inward, finding the voice that speaks truth. So it's just a wonderfully well-rounded reading. I hope these words or the cards have provided insight or maybe something to help you in the moment, Zabu. I appreciate the chance to do the reading for you and hope you're going to walk away with something positive. Yes, very nice read. Lovely. Thank you. Yay, you had a positive read. It's what I hope for. Thank you. I appreciate you letting me do a reading for you. All right, Call Me Your Daddy, you are up. Not even. Welcome. Welcome to the chat. If you'd like to join the queue, it's exclamation Alma space join. Yep. Oh, Zabu helped you. There you go. So Call Me Your Daddy, are you still there? No, he's not there. He's disappeared. Oh no. Well, I see ya. So what kind of reading can I get for you tonight? What you hoping to hear? What kind of clarity do you need? Dealer's choice. Please surprise me. Right. Well, I like this soul deck that I'm using, so we're going to use that, and we'll give you a diamond reading as well. See what the cards have to say. And then, not even, if you are interested, you can get a reading after Call Me Your Daddy. Nice. Okay, cool. We'll get you after to Call Me. So Call Me, your first card is Trust. The focus of the reading is trust. That's a good one. We were talking about it with someone else earlier. Trust is really important. If you can't trust yourself, if you can't trust others, if you can't trust life itself, it's really a hard experience to witness life from that lens. So I like the idea. It's such a pretty picture in this card, just free falling into the pink cuteness, warmth, goodness, vibes that come from that color and energy. And she's just free falling down into it. And there's complete trust, no fear, just letting it happen. And ultimately, that's a wonderful way to lead life. You know, have no fear. Trust you're your best self and you're connecting your moments together as best you can. And as long as you're trying to do good by you and by others, I trust that good things will come from that, no matter how dark it might get in a given moment. Ebbs and flows come, but trust connects those moments. I love the patterns on your shirt. It's so cute. Thank you so much. Oh, I got 2 followers. Wow. Thank you. Not even and Ipika. Thank you so much for the follows. I appreciate it. Natural, you're back. Welcome. Hi. Nah. I am doing well. Coming back from a 3-week hiatus after I kind of had a mental breakdown and recovered, feeling better, and I'm ready to start again, here on the spring equinox. Let's blossom into, new vibes and better energies. How do we join the queue? It's exclamation. Yep, there. My husband typed it for Tarot of the Soul. So thank you, Daddy. Alma space join. I'm bipolar, so I'm prone to manic mania, which causes instability in the mind. And I ran across somebody in a store, and I didn't realize how triggering that event was, and it led to a full-on breakdown. I haven't had a breakdown since 2019, so I really couldn't recognize the symptoms for what was coming because it's been so long, and I've been so outside of that environment that would create that state of mind. So it really was just a random chance encounter with some horrible part of my past that just caused me to totally lose it. It's also Persian New Year. I didn't know that. That's so cool. Happy Persian New Year. Yeah, it was an experience, but I'm glad to be doing better after it. Insight that the choices I've made in life are for good reason, and I'm in a better place than I was before mental breakdowns sent me to the psych ward. Now I had one peacefully inside my home, and though it got bad, I didn't need to get hospitalized. So that's a win in my book. I'm glad you're back now. Thank you. Okay, call me your daddy. So we have your 5 cards. We spoke of trust. Let's go to transformation. That's the internal influence. I'm glad to be back. I didn't know I was so disconnected from my wellness and wholeness that I didn't know that I really wanted to talk to the divine. I got in a really dark place. So it's nice to be back here and able to have the cards positively connecting with others, meaning that my disconnection was never real. It was just a temporary moment where I didn't feel in alignment with myself because of external world influences. So I brought myself back to center, and here I'm back with you. Transformation. The central figure in this card sits atop the vast flower of the void and holds the symbols of transformation: the sword that cuts through illusion, the snake that rejuvenates itself by shedding its skin, the broken chains of limitations, and the yin-yang symbol of transcending duality. The other reaches down to touch the mouth of a sleeping face, symbolizing the silence that comes when we are at rest. This is a time for a deep let go. Allow any pain, sorrow, or difficulty just to be there, accepting its facticity, the state of fact, It is very much like the experience of Gautam Buddha when, after years of seeking, he finally gave up knowing there was nothing more he could do. That very night, he became enlightened. Transformation comes, like death, in its own time. And like death, it takes you from one dimension to another. So I like this card as when for Call Me Your Daddy that we're talking about trust. For all those things internally that cause you to lose trust or question it or make people or make you think people have to earn it to give it, transform. Let go of that past jaded nature that doesn't serve your best interest. Seeing others as less than trustworthy means that ultimately you struggle to find people to trust in life. And we don't want to live like that. You don't want to live life not feeling good about the people you're crossing paths with. So let go of any of those hurts or pains or traumas that make you feel less than trusting of the people that come into your life. Ipika, welcome. If you type, yep, you got it. There you go. You're in. Hello, welcome. I'm glad to have you, and thank you again for the follow. I appreciate it. I am glad to have a first time chatter and then get you in line for a reading. Hopefully we can get you a good one. So transformation on the interior, letting go of the past that holds you back from trusting in the now moment. And then the external influence is the outsider. This small child in this card is standing on one side of a gate looking through it. He is so small and so convinced that he cannot get through. He cannot see the chain. He cannot see that the chain holding the gate is not locked. All he has to do is open it. Whenever we feel left out or excluded, it brings up this feeling of being a small, helpless child. It is not surprising, as the feeling is deeply rooted in our earliest childhood experiences. The problem is that, because it is so deeply rooted, it plays over and over again, like a tape in our lives. You have an opportunity now to stop the tape, to quit tormenting yourself with ideas that you are somehow not enough to be accepted and included. Recognize the roots of these feelings in the past and let go of the old pain. It will bring you the clarity to see how you can open the gate and enter that which you must long to become. Oh, interesting. Songs in the queue. Well, I didn't know that could happen. Interesting. So, outsider. Again, I like that this card for you, Call Me Your Daddy, is asking you to let go of the past that traumatized you, that hurt you, that shifts your perspective from being a less than wholesome engagement with reality. Again, those childhood traumas that caused you to feel less than or not accepted as you are, reflect on those, let them speak to you, and then let them go. Because honestly, who you are is good and worthy of feeling good in this now moment. And so ultimately, that's the breakthrough. Letting go of the past, both the internal and the external past that doesn't serve you. Oh, wow, we have 3 people. I see. Did you not get in the... Oh, yeah, you were natural. You were trying before Ipika. So it'll be not even Moki, and then natural, and then Pika. I'm sorry the queue got mixed up in that way. But we'll get you all. Let's go to breakthrough. Yeah, I'll give you an overview, for sure. Want you to understand what you're walking away with. We can do that. the predominance of red in this card indicates at a glance that its subject is energy, power, and strength. The brilliant glow emanates from the solar plexus or center of power on the figure, and that posture is one of exuberance and determination. All of us occasionally reach a point when enough is enough. At such times, it seems we must do something, anything, even if it later turns out to be a mistake, to throw off the burdens and restrictions that are limiting us. If we don't, they threaten to suffocate and cripple our very life energy itself. If you are feeling that enough is enough, allow yourself to take the risk of shattering the old patterns and limitations that have kept your energy from flowing. In doing this, you will be amazed at the vitality and empowerment this breakthrough can bring to your life. Basically, all these cards, Call Me Your Daddy, are asking you to let go of the past. Let go of what doesn't serve you, what holds you back, what dampens your positive connection to the moment. Let go of all of that. Trust in who you are, who you want to be, and how you want to connect with others, and let that guide you forward, because ultimately that'll lead you to flowering, which is abundance and prosperity. Good things come from when we let go of things that no longer serve us. So I would definitely recommend reflect on where you trust and how you share it and how freely you share it, because ultimately your trust crystal is the radiance in your life. And if your trust crystal is broken, your light is not shining as purely and as beautifully as it could be. So go within and find those answers for where you need to shed your old skin of what no longer works for you. Okay, so that brings us up to Not Even Moki. Are you still there, Not Even Moki? Yay, you're still there. Awesome. Glad you're still here. What kind of reading can I get for you tonight? What are you hoping to hear from the cards? Insight into love, or just a general reading, career, a question? I'm open. I want to help you find clarity on what you need to hear. I hope that was a good reading for you, Call Me Your Daddy. I hope, it was what you needed to hear in the moment. It might give you actionable steps to move forward positively. Hey, Daddy. Just giving you a moment to respond what kind of reading you're hoping for, Moki. Oh, there you are. There was this girl at the party, and I was wondering what she thought or felt about me. I really wanted to be her friend, but I was too scared to ask her number. I'm not a clairvoyant tarot reader. I can't predict the future, and I can't sense other people's energies or know what they're thinking. That's not how I connect with the cards. Sorry it doesn't work. Thanks for trying. So, since it's a love reading, love is, hard to know on a personal level. So I bought 2 love tarot decks. And so one is a little more calm and grounded and actionable, and one can have a little flair for the dramatic on it. I'm going to draw one card from each deck for you, just to see what the cards have to say, to give you a little guidance and insight in the moment around your love question. This one is the dramatic deck, so we'll see what the cards have to say around it. Okay. I'm sorry I disappeared. I needed to get away and clear my head. So this card, when we're interested in somebody, it's if we don't positively engage with them, if we create distance, these are all choices that can impact the future progression of a relationship. Being scared to talk to someone is real. It's real. But what if not talking to them means you might not build that connection? Try to step outside that box of comfort and put yourself out there for people you're interested in, because you might be leaving doors closed that ends up walking away with lost connections. So encourage yourself to just be yourself, but be yourself in front of others so they can positively engage with you and see your interest and meet you where you're at. And then our other deck, this is the metaphorical love association deck. This one I like, has more inspirational cards, so I like the words that come from it. So let's turn mistakes into lessons. So you could consider, for me, I look at my past and I try to reflect on how I feel about the choices I made. You saw someone at the party and you were obviously interested by them, and but you didn't spark that engagement. Take that as a mistake. You left a door closed that you wanted to open. So next time, be comfortable opening the doors to conversations. By opening that door, it invites other people into our lives that may be positive presences we really hope to meet. So yeah, and let's see. Let's do this other deck. I have one more. It's not a love deck, but it's a manifestation deck. And I like to think of it as inspiration for how to move forward in a moment, to take steps. This deck has meaning on the cards themselves. So, oh, wow. Thank you, Natural. Wow. Listening to you is so flaming. That's so nice of you. I really appreciate that. Wow. Thank you. I'm glad I can offer positive energy and something resonant to share with others. It's really soulfully rewarding to be here for you guys, because I'm just being me and doing it as authentically as I can, and you guys are here positively receiving me. It's such a good feeling. Calming. I thought flaming might be some kind of like reference to fire, so I was running with it. Calming, that's a good energy to bring. Life is chaotic. To be calming is a gifted presence to bring others. I like that. Thank you. So I just want to get my hands on each card, get them now moment, and print it with the card, and then I'll shuffle these once I get them piled up. Just like to bring the now moment to the deck before I use it for the first time in a night. And since it's been 3 weeks since I've streamed, this deck hasn't been touched in some time. We need the present moment. Moo is laying up against the thing that holds the camera, whatever that's called. Tripod. Like leaning on it. Go. Okay, so let's see what this has to say. Moki. Okay, let's see what card comes to play. Courage. Oh, isn't that in perfect alignment? We're talking about stepping outside your comfort zone and putting yourself out there. And the card that comes from the manifestation deck is courage. Fear is a natural part of growth. Bold action leads to powerful breakthroughs. Step outside your comfort zone today. Act despite fear. So I think the cards are, while I can't tell you what she was thinking, I can tell you that a better step next time is to invite conversation into somebody you're interested in. So trust yourself that you're worthy of meeting good people and give yourself that chance. So I hope those cards were helpful, Moki. I hope, it provided some insight or, guidance to help you move forward positively. I hope that if you get the chance again that you'll talk to that person and let them know you were interested, that they caught your eye, caught your attention. So that brings us up to you're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, that brings up Natural. What kind of reading can I get for you, Natural? I think I remember vaguely doing a reading for you the last time, but I can't recall what it was about. Did I do a love reading for you about a relationship? Maybe a bigger one. I don't remember. You're here. Good. I'm glad you're still there. Glad we get to do another reading for you. I'd like to know about this dream I had. One sec. I have that. Okay. That works. Type it out. Pika, I think you're going to be my last reading of the night. So we'll get through Natural and we'll get you your reading. And then I think I'm going to call it for the night. It's been a long evening. So I'd like to know about this dream I had. Someone texting me. Back from ads. Welcome back. I had about someone texting me. We aren't in contact and I'm wondering if it means that they're going to talk to me soon or what the universe wants me to know about this. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. I'll do a diamond spread. I like it because it's the focus, what the universe wants you to focus on, what the internal influence is around the focus, the external influence, what's needed to overcome or better understand, and then the fifth card is the higher understanding that comes from that. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. I'm going with my soul deck, the Osho Zen Tarot, because I love this deck, and as I'm coming back from a breakdown, I want to do what feels right. So let's see. The Rebel. This card has come up multiple times tonight. This energy is real. I'll read you the card text because I really do like it. It has a powerful message. The internal influence. Transformation. Wow. Again, I think 2 readings ago, this card came in this position right there. So interesting. Or Call Me Your Daddy, I think. Going with the flow is the external influence. Flowering and morality. And projections. Okay, so let's start with the Rebel. This is the focus of the reading. and what's everything is centered around. The powerful and authoritative figure in this card is clearly the master of his own destiny. On his shoulder is an emblem of the sun. Natural is up. You're next after you're next after Natural, and you're going to be my last one for the night, so you get to end the night for me. The powerful and authoritative figure in this card is clearly the master of his own destiny. On his shoulder is an emblem of the sun, and the torch he holds in his right hand symbolizes the light of his own hard-won truth. Whether he is wealthy or poor, the rebel is really an emperor because he has broken the chains of society's repressive conditioning and opinions. He has formed himself by embracing all the colors of the rainbow, emerging from the dark and formless roots of his unconscious past and growing wings to fly into the sky. His very way of being is rebellious, not because he is fighting against anybody or anything, but because he has discovered his own true nature and is determined to live in accordance with it. The eagle is his spirit animal, a messenger between earth and sky. The rebel challenges us to be courageous enough to take responsibility for who we are and live to our truth. When you had a dream about somebody from your past and you're wanting to know what that means for you. And the first card that comes speaks of, living in your truth. So I guess what does that person mean to you? What did that person coming in your dream mean? Because ultimately that's your truth. And whether they'll contact you or not, I can't predict the future. And so I can't know. And I don't know that the cards could tell me because so many things come into play from now to the future. So it's hard for me to comprehend predicting it. But the rebel wants you to lead in truth. What's the truthful connection you have to this person? How do they make you feel? How did that dream leave you feeling? Did you wake up glad to have seen them again? Or did you wake up dreading that they might come in contact with you soon? As somebody who had a mental breakdown after coming in contact with somebody with my tragic past, the tragic part of my past, it's real how people can affect us in our lives. And so without being able to tell you what the other person is going to do, I would say look inwardly and reflect on the truth of how that person affects who you are right now. Transformation. That is in the internal influence position, 28. The central figure in this card sits atop the vast flower of the void and holds the symbols of transformation, the sword that cuts through illusion, the snake that rejuvenates itself by shedding its skin, the broken chains of limitations, and the yin-yang symbol of transcending duality. One of its hands rests on its lap, open and receptive. The other reaches down to touch the mouth of a sleeping face, symbolizing the silence that comes when we are at rest. This is time for a deep let go. Interesting. It's telling you to let go. Interesting. Allow any pain, sorrow, or difficulty just to be there, accepting its facticity, the state of fact it exists as. It is very much like the experience of Gautama Buddha when, after years of seeking, he finally gave up knowing there was nothing more he could do. That very night, he became enlightened. Transformation comes, like death, in its own time. And like death, it takes you from one dimension to another. I like this card as internal influence because ultimately, as you're wanting to, the focus is to what is your truth internally. How is that the appearance of that person challenging or inspiring your internal state? How do they transform you? And is that someone you're looking forward to or somebody you need to let go of? Where does that person in your life bring you in this now moment? And so then the external I love the going with the flow and the external influence, because ultimately you can't know what the future will hold, but by going with the flow of things, you're going to get there the fastest way possible, which is at your own pace and as you're meant to get there. So what's needed? Flowering and morality. I was happy and missed them. So it's a good missing. I like that. Hi, Yukiko. I'm actually closed for the night. I'm Pika is going to be my last reading for the evening. I appreciate you joining. I hope you could, if you would like, give me a follow and you could see me next time I go live. I'd love to get you a reading. It's just it's been a long evening for me, and so I needed to shut down the queue. Thank you for that follow. I try to stream Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So hopefully, oh, and I met my follower goal of 70. Yay! I appreciate your understanding, and I hope you'll catch me another day. Okay. Yay! Hype! Woot! The Queen of Rainbows is like a fantastic plant that has reached the apex of its flowering and its colors. She is very alive and full of possibilities. She snaps her fingers to the music of love, and her zodiac necklace is placed in a way that Venus lies over her heart. The sleeves of her garment contain an abundance of seeds, and as the wind blows, the seeds will be scattered to take root where they may. She is not concerned whether they land on the soil or in the rocks. She is just spreading them everywhere in sheer celebration of life and love. Flowers fall on her from above in harmony with her own flowering, and the waters of emotion swirl playfully beneath the flower on which she sits. You might feel like a garden of flowers right now, showered with blessings from everywhere. Welcome the bees, invite the birds to drink your nectar, spread your joy around for all to share. Well, as you said that, it was a happy memory, a dream. What's stopping you from reaching out and connecting to them? Why wait for them to reach out for you? Perhaps you're having a synchronous moment where you're both on each other's mind and those strings of destiny are connecting and touching, but it's waiting for one of you to reach out to the other. And if it was such a positive memory from the dream and this flowering card appears, I would imagine that's a positive connection to act upon. And if time took you away from somebody so positive, close that gap, close that distance, open that door up, talk to that person. I'm curious what this morality card has to say. I don't often get that card. Oh, it's neat. So your flowering card is the Queen of Rainbows, which is mastery of the physical, and then your morality card is the Queen of Clouds, which is the mastery of the mind. So opening that door to the past that is so positive. Oh, he has you blocked. Oh, so it's not possible. Okay. Well, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If someone's blocked us, they might need time and space and distance to, get over whatever they're going through. And, if they're going to come around from it, they'll remove the block. But if not, remember them fondly and, part with peace, knowing they still touch your heart positively. And if the door opens again for you to, a chance to, invite that connection back into your life, hold it gently so that it knowing it's fragile and you could get blocked again. So just treat it with care if it comes back. 66. Morality has restricted all the juice and energy of life to the narrow confines of her mind. It can't flow there, so she really has become a dried up old prune. Her whole manner is very proper and stiff and severe, and she is always ready to see every situation as black and white, like the jewel she wears around her neck. The Queen of Clouds lurks in the minds of all of us who have been brought up with rigid ideas of good and bad, sinful and virtuous, acceptable and unacceptable, moral and immoral. It's important to remember that all these judgments of the mind are just products of our conditioning, and whether our judgments are applied to ourselves or to others, they keep us from experiencing the beauty and godliness that lies within. Only when we break through the cage of our conditioning and reach the truth of our own hearts can we begin to see life as it really is. Interesting. So I guess the Queen of Clouds would call into mind your mind's connection to the person. You're holding them positively while they have you blocked. That doesn't feel like a positive connection. So in light of not being able to talk to a person that is distancing themselves from you, perhaps it's time to go within and find out how that connection went awry, how it went wrong, and why it resulted in a block. So you can better understand the choices you made and the side of it you had to make that block happen. Or how, I don't know. I'm not blaming you or saying it's your fault. Just more of, I believe we all contribute to situations as they are. I play my part. The people on the other side of the relationship play their part. And it's only by recognizing our part that we can make something different happen. And ultimately, a relationship is a two-way street. You can want to bring all the change, and somebody can close that door for good. I can tell you, the person that caused my mental breakdown, I have closed that door for good. There is no amount of anything they can do to get me to invite them back into my life. That person that's blocked you, maybe they feel that way, that that's just a closed door for them. For you, regardless of whether it's an open or closed door, you still need to reconcile where that relationship went and why it's bringing up dreams in your subconscious. So let's see. The higher understanding is projections. Seven. There it is. 110. Okay, finally, the man and the woman in this card are facing each other, yet they are not able to see each other clearly. Each is projecting an image they have constructed in their minds, covering the real face of the person they are looking at. All of us can get caught up in projecting movies of our own making onto the situations and people surrounding us. It happens when we are not fully aware of our own expectations, desires, and judgments. Instead of taking responsibility for them and owning them, we try to attribute them to others. A projection can be devilish or divine, disturbing or comforting, but it is a projection nonetheless, a cloud that prevents us from seeing reality as it is. The only way out is to recognize the game. When you find a judgment arising about another, turn it around. Does what you see in others really belong to you? Is your vision clear or clouded by what you want to see? I like this because, as I mentioned, the disconnect between you holding the relationship positively and the person having you blocked. What's going on there? Um, I think the cards are asking you to look within and kind of reflect on what's real and what really happened and why you're where you're at. And that ultimately gives you a sense of peace for how to move forward. A lot of times when someone has this blocked, it it leaves it almost like in a nebulous, can't fix it sort of way. And in that sense, it is unfixable. Someone has closed the door to talking to you. And so we can't really do anything with that. So in light of not being able to do anything outwardly, the only direction to go is inward and find out how we can better understand what happened so it doesn't happen again going forward. Free yourself of that repetitive pattern that made that person need to block you or whatever they felt. People block easy. Ghosting is real these days, so it's not always on us that we did something wrong. It's just maybe the connection wasn't right. and they didn't see you for who you are. And if they don't see you for who you are, you're better off attracting a tribe of people who know you, love you, and treasure your presence now as you are. I hope that helps, Naturel. I hope that was, provided some insight or, you know, guidance that might help you better understand the dream you had. Pika, are you still there? Still here. Awesome. Awesome. Glad you stuck around. You're up. So we're get you your reading. What kind of reading were you hoping for tonight? I like doing general readings. That 5-card diamond spread that I just did is real nice. You want a general reading as well? Okay, let's do it. Last reading of the night. Yes, madame. You're welcome. Thank you for, sticking around and, staying tuned to get the reading you were hoping for. Glad you tuned in. Okay. So the first card is the focus of the reading. The second and the third card are the internal and external influence. And then the fourth card is what's needed to overcome. And the fifth card is the higher understanding. So let's see what the cards have to say. General reading. The dream. Okay, that's a good one. I like the dream. I had the dream appear. We have a kitten in our house, and she loves the tarot cards. When I'm shuffling and she's alert and awake, she'll come out and draw cards. And today she drew the dream for me, so I was talking about it on stream earlier. Internal influence, ripeness, external influence, schizophrenia. That's an interesting card. I'll read that one to you because that's a good one. A lot of people get scared with the word schizophrenia because it's associated with, mental unwellness, but it's a really good card. Exhaustion, what's needed, and finally the higher understanding. Healing. Okay, so let's start with the dream, the focus of the reading. 6 of water. Some enchanted evening, you're going to meet your soulmate, the perfect person who will meet all your needs and fulfill all your dreams, right? Wrong. This fantasy that songwriters and poets are so fond of perpetuating has its roots in memories of the womb, where we are so secure and at one with our mothers. It's no wonder we have hankered to return to that place all our lives. But, to put it quite brutally, it is a childish dream, and it's amazing we hang on to it so stubbornly in the face of reality. Nobody, whether it's your current mate or some dreamed of partner in the future, has any obligation to deliver your happiness on a platter. Nor could they even if they wanted to. Real love comes not from trying to solve our neediness by depending on another, but by developing our own inner richness and maturity. Then we have so much love to give that we naturally draw lovers towards us. I feel that. I say it, or I think I repeat myself often. It starts within. The dream begins when you define what it feels like to live the dream on the inside. When you find the dream on the inside, then reality ripples and you experience dream on the outside. what we feel inwardly is then what we will experience externally. So if you're not in a state where you feel you're living the dream, perhaps now is a time to reflect on what exactly it feels like to live the dream, so you can start living it now and not waiting for a future moment to make it happen. And I like that that brings us to ripeness. That's a good one. When the fruit is ripe, it drops from the tree by itself. One moment it hangs by a thread from the branches of the tree, bursting with juice. The next moment it falls, not because it has been forced to fall or has made the effort to jump, but because the tree has reorganized its ripeness and simply let it go. When this card appears in a reading, it indicates that you are ready to share your inner riches, your juice. All you need to do is relax right where you are and be willing for it to happen. This sharing of yourself, this expression of your creativity can come in many ways. In your work, your relationships, your everyday life experiences. No special preparation or effort on your part is required. It is simply the right time. The dream is right now. It's for you to witness right here in this now moment we're sharing. How much of the dream does this feel to you? The moment is ripe with good feelings, good energies, good vibrations, but are you feeling them? If you aren't feeling them, that's a good diving point for how to feel better in a moment. The moment's good, but why aren't you feeling good? If you can answer that, then you can start working on how to feel better. So that's the internal. Internally, we are always ripe for the picking. Whatever we focus our attention on is what we'll experience, what we'll manifest. So if there's good vibes and good energy and good connections to the moment, experience being there on the inside, then in the external world, we're going to find that in our moments as well. So let's go to schizophrenia. That is the Two of Clouds. And the clouds is the mastery of the mind suit. So schizophrenia is related to the mind, as you would think it would be. So the person on this card brings a new twist to the old idea of getting stuck between a rock and a hard place. But we are in precisely this sort of situation when we get stuck in the indecisive and dualistic aspect of the mind. Should I let my arms go and fall head first, or let my legs go and fall feet first? Should I go here or there? Should I say yes or no? And whatever decisions we make, we will always wonder if we should have decided the other way. The only way out of this dilemma is, unfortunately, to let go of both at once. You can't work your way out of this one by solving it. Excuse me. The only way out of this dilemma is, unfortunately, to let go both at once. You can't work your way out of this one by solving it, making lists of pros and cons, or in any way working it out with your mind. Better to follow your heart if you can find it, and if you can't find it, just jump. Your heart will start beating so fast there will be no mistake about where it is. Hi, Anna. Welcome, Anna Overseas. I am finishing up my last reading for the night here with Pika. I'm glad to have you. I'm glad to see you again. How are you doing tonight? So schizophrenia, this is an interesting one because it comes in the external influence. So the outer world's influence in your moment. And it's basically, this card is indicating you're feeling pushed and shoved with no real freedom to move. And ultimately, the freest way to move is to let go completely and trust in yourself wholesomely. The moment is right for it to live the dream. Whatever is causing this in between a rock and a hard place kind of feeling, let go of that and just bask in the wonder of who you get to be and the life you lead as you are right now. It's lovely to see you. Sorry I missed out, but boundaries are important. I'm glad to see you. It's been 3 weeks since I've streamed, so it's been some time, and I'm glad to have you back. I wish I could get you the stream, but yeah, it's a long time, and I got to get up early in the morning, so got to rest the body when rest is needed. But yeah, I love that you came back. exhaustion. That's the 9 of fire. So this is what's needed to overcome or better understand. This is the portrait of one whose whole life energy has been depleted in his efforts to keep fueling the enormous and ridiculous machine of self-importance and productivity. He has been so busy keeping it all together and making sure everything runs smoothly that he has forgotten to really rest. No doubt he can't allow himself to be playful. To abandon his duty for a trip to the beach could mean the whole structure might come tumbling down. The message of this card is not just about being a workaholic, though. It's about all the ways in which we set up safe but unnatural routines for ourselves, and by doing so, keep the chaotic and spontaneity away from our doors. Life isn't a business to be managed. It's a mystery to be lived. It's time to tear up the time card, break out of the factory, and take a little trip into the uncharted. Your work can flow more smoothly from a relaxed state of mind. So I like this. Again, it's another card that calls into question the state of mind, where this one's telling you to let go and just be this one again. Let go of those patterns that are exhausting you to carry. Rest, recover from what you're putting yourself through. Find the dream in the moment and let yourself feel good inside that. Let go of that tendency to overwork yourself. Life doesn't have to be hard to be good. It doesn't have to be busy to be meaningful. And so there is some measure of peace to be found in letting this moment be enough as it is. And I love that your outcome card, your higher understanding is healing. Ultimately, healing comes when we let go of that which does not serve us. The King of Water. It is a time when the deeply buried wounds of the past are coming to the surface, ready and available to be healed. The figure in this card is naked, vulnerable, open to the loving touch of existence. The aura around his body is full of light, and the quality of relaxation, caring, and love that surrounds him is dissolving his struggle and suffering. Lotuses of light appear on the physical body and around the subtle energy bodies that healers say surround each of us. In each of these subtle layers appears a healing crystal or pattern. When we are under the healing influence of the King of Water, we are no longer hiding from ourselves or others. In this attitude of openness and acceptance, we can be healed and help others also to be healthy and whole. So yeah, I like that. Help others to be healthy and whole. When we're whole ourselves, we can help others be healthy and whole. And when we can help others be healthy and whole, that's when we start folding in positive life connections in our moments. Because ultimately, if we can engage positively within our own life and inner world, it just starts to branch out positively when we engage with others and the life experiences we come to. So yeah, I feel like that all comes together really well. I like that the mind card came in, both in the suit of the mind and then the suit of action. Because if we wear ourselves out with our mental activity, how good are we going to feel in a given moment? How much of the dream is it really going to be? So yeah, I invite you to define for yourself what the dream feels like and let this moment be full of that. And anything that makes you weary from living the dream, let go of that as a bad habit, a bad practice that doesn't serve you. And step forward with a healed sense of self that is ready to bring life and love to yourself and others. So yeah, Pika, I hope that was helpful. I hope that provided some insight or, guidance into the moment that resonates and helps meet you where you're at and with where you can go in the future. I sure will. And yeah, that's true. Thanks for the reading. You're welcome. Thank you for sticking around. Thank you for being the last evening or the last reading of the night. I appreciate you. welcome. So I will say I will go ahead and wrap it up for the evening. I've had a wonderful evening, many follows. I broke my follower goal. I got a sub. I've had meaningful, powerful readings, and everybody's been very grateful for them. So it's a good night. So thanks for joining me. I hope everyone has a blessed week ahead and, blessed changing of the seasons. And thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.